the family, standing for the church, laboring to return to a moral and biblically based culture. This is the American Family Association at AFA Today.
It's Kevin McCullough in New York City. We are glad that you're with us from the home studios of AFA Today with Kevin McCullough every single day. Thank you for being here. Thank you for telling your friends. Thank you for coming back each day. And thank you for engaging in the mission to do something very simple, and that is to build up your brain in the area of clarity, to do what you can on a daily basis to obliterate confusion, replace that confusion with truth, and to move forward into the new reality that clarity will bring to you. It's important, friends, that we think clearly. We've been advised by Scripture. We've been advised by guidance of wisdom over the years to pursue clarity, to not be confused about the simple things of life. And I don't know, it was kind of interesting last night. I'm sitting there watching the. To be honest, I couldn't take the news channels last night. It was just too much. I was growing too angry and too upset. So I just went and sat with the lovely bride, and I let her calm and beauty, her peaceful serenity, just kind of attempt to wash over me. That wasn't very successful, but I gave it the best shot I could. The issue here being that the nation was wholly betrayed last night. We weren't partially betrayed. We were sold down the river by people who have taken a pledge to work for us, and that's the part that just it leaves you scratching your head. And you don't really understand, and you really can't comprehend, and you just hope and pray that the efforts of people like Ted Cruz are going to be successful, and then you see the efforts, the corrupted efforts of the Republican Mitch McConnell. Old McDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. The guy from Kentucky, where, according to a couple of sources, as part of the deal last night, here you had a huge earmark. I think it was close to $4 billion that got weaved into the final agreement that he signed off on. See, it's easy to sell your soul, I guess, if money is all you live for. Money and power. And I'm sorry, Mitch McConnell, but you're a dog today. You're dead to me politically. I hope you get primaried, and I hope I can do everything I can to help you get unseated. Because when you take the issue of what is clear and right, and you confuse it purposefully with your own corruption, then you've added to the problem in ways that are significant. And it's too bad, because I've liked Mitch McConnell in the past. But this was clear, and from what I understand, there was a little earmark in some of the legislation that may have gone to Ohio as well. Oddly enough, the hometown state of Mr. John Boehner. These two men, they sold us up the river last night, friends. And they seemed to sleep okay in the process. And that's the problem. Ideologues that say they don't agree with my positions, I know where they're coming from. I know how to discuss things with them. I know how to have a relationship with them. In fact, many people here in New York hold very opposing views to where I am, and I actually am quite good friends with them because there's no pretense between us. But it's this cowardly, skunk-like acting that you're on the side of families, that you're on the side of truth, that you're on the side of what's right, and then you co-op deals and you try to explain why it's the right thing, and in reality, it's just full of the devil. And I don't know, maybe I should have gotten more sleep. Did you see it the same way as I did? 888-589-8840. I'm curious. 888-589-8840. 888-589-8840 is the number. But the shutdown is off. Government's back open. well, the 17% of it that had been closed. The 17% of the government that had been closed that nobody noticed, unless you were in one of those departments that actually did get furloughed. By the way, you didn't miss a penny because it's all coming back to you now. So, yeah, good luck with that. 888-589-8840. Now, here's the other part of this. It's clear that the two parties are essentially meaningless in the nation's capital now. Essentially, it doesn't matter if your jersey is Republican or Democrat. I don't have a jersey for either team. It doesn't really matter. What we're looking at here, what we're dealing with here, are two different definitions of politicians: servants of the people and the elites. And the elites believe they are above the people, and they have the ability to subject the people and to squash the people and to do all these things to the people that they would never think they had the chance to do if they lived next door to the people. They've forgotten who they are. And that's sad. Now, there were some good guys in the Senate last night. Ted Cruz, Marco Rubio, Rand Paul, they all stood in opposition to the impasse. They stood in opposition to the compromise. They stood in opposition to the further co-opting and coercing of our public policy process, so that we don't cripple it to an even greater degree. But friends, last night was a black eye on elective politics. It just was. Men that are supposed to be people of character. Oh, and by the way, kudos to the 144 House of Representatives that stood up and said to both party bosses, "We're voting our conscience." Kudos to those guys. To the 85 Republicans that switched sides and voted with the Democrats, shame on you. I hope every one of you get primaried. I hope every one of you lose. I hope every senator, yes, you, Mr. McCain, Mr. Graham, all of you, if you voted in favor of advancing the Affordable Health Care Act last night, if you voted to advance the debt crisis a little bit longer, just 100 days, that's all they gave them is 100 days, and then we're going to have the same argument all over again. Just minus the Obamacare piece, most likely. Anyway, 888-589-8840. You saw what happened. I want to know how you're feeling today on AFA Today. Plus, I've got a couple of other things I want to get to. There are some new numbers out. If you were on my Facebook page in the last 24 hours, you saw this. But some new numbers out about the need that we have for this health care law. You remember back in the campaign, they kept floating this number. President Obama kept floating this number. 43 million people without health insurance. 43 million people may die on their deathbed because they don't have health insurance. And 43 million people this and 43 million people that. And then some people were like, oh, that's really 50 million. And I have a ridiculously liberal cousin down in Texas who was, we've got to show kindness and compassion to those that are without. Ignoring the fact that we already do that, ignoring the fact that our emergency rooms are not allowed to turn people away, even if they don't take good stewardship of their own health or of their own health care. But here's the thing. 43 million. It just was like said over and over and over again. Then you got to the debates, and Mr. Romney said to President Obama, well, it's really more like 12 million, maybe 15, but it's really just 12 or 15 million. It's not really 43 million. And Mr. Obama scoffed. See what you out-of-touch rich guys know? You don't know anything. Ha, 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 ha. You're just an idiot. You're just a bunch of fools, and you're an elitist, and you're rich, and you hate people who are poor, and blah, blah, blah. It's actually the reverse. It's President Obama who resents people that grow businesses and become successful. But that's what it's all about projection. So he says to Romney, ha, 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 you're a rich person. You hate the poor people. And see how uncaring you are because you say there's only 12 to 15 million people out without health insurance, and Obamacare is going to save their existence. 43 million people. It just got said over and over and over and over again. So far, 36,000 people have signed up for Obamacare. A couple of weeks in, well publicized, advertised. They've even had grassroots people going out there door to door trying to find people that will sign up for it. And you know it doesn't work unless everybody does. You know there's no money to run the program unless everybody signs up that doesn't have health care insurance. 36,000 people have completed their enrollments. 43 million, well, only 9 million have even visited the website. And you know what half of those are? Half of those visits were the reporters trying to write stories about it on day one that could not get in. They just kept going back and back and back and back. And, you know, like the New York Times and the Associated Press, like they had multiple reporters on it. They couldn't get in. They tried all day. You know, they had, 15, 20 visits each. 43 million, change all of Western representative government, undermine the entire fiscal, financial nature of the country. Forget what it's going to do to families and to people that are on the margins of the employment factor. Forget the fact that you're going to unemploy people and you're going to put doctors out of work and you're going to have shortages on procedures and you're going to have all kinds of things that then actually control gets taken out of you, gets put on this these panels, and if you don't fit the right profile or maybe you just didn't vote for the right politician, then you get denied a procedure that other people should get. Let's change all of that. Let's upend all of that. $650 million to create this database that's supposedly hack-proof but nobody can get into. And just trust me, when somebody actually does figure out that they can sign into it, then all of a sudden you're going to have hackers in there just going crazy with it. Friends, this is what we advanced last night. And why? Because less than 1,000th of the United States population, 300 million people, 30,000 people, signed up for Obamacare. We spent $650 million. We could have given each one of those people that signed up $1 million and been in a better shape than where we are right now. And nobody pays attention and nobody cares. Because we like living in confusion. We love it. Keep me confused. Don't make me make any moral decisions. Just give me my stipends. Give me my welfare checks. Give me my government services. Give me all the stuff that I want. I don't have to work for anything. I don't want to have to go out and prove my worth in a marketplace to a society. I don't want to work for my labor. I want you to give it to me. This is what we now want. This is what America is. You may not like that. I don't like that. I'm going to still try to teach my sons about entrepreneurialism and running small businesses and doing that sort of thing. But here we're just a different country now. We're a quasi-socialist state. We want the government to take care of us. And it breaks my heart. 888-589-8840. Let's go to John in Ohio. John, you're up first. I'm sorry? Oh, okay. We got music. We're going to break. John, you hold on in Ohio. We'll be getting to you next. Kevin McCullough, the day after the shutdown ended. Oh, and we had some elections yesterday. More good news. Kevin McCullough, glad you're here on AFA Today every single day. If you ever miss any part of it, go back to afr.net and pick up the podcast. Nice and simple and easy. Or check us out on Facebook, afatoday.com. That's afatoday.com. Coming right back from New York on AFA Today.